So hello everybody, this is Dennis with Home Rehab Pros, and we have a challenge. I have to measure to get a replacement window for this opening. And let me show you the window that we're going to be cutting out of there and replacing. So here's the window. It is a metal frame window. Let's take a closer look at it. You can see it's old and it's got two sashes. Okay, and it's attached right to probably the brick that's outside. And I'll show you what it looks like outside as well. So we're going to measure. We have two of these windows and we have to demo it out and then replace it with a vinyl replacement window. Let's go outside and see what we have out there. Okay, so here it is on the outside. Let's take a closer look and see what's going on here. So you see that metal frame right into the brick. Okay, and up here you see the lintel. I don't know if you can identify that, but right here's the lintel. That's an iron beam that goes across that holds the structure together. And again, you see the frame. You see the frame right to the brick. So what I'm going to have to do is cut that frame out. You can see, some of the challenges there that's going on with that. And then of course we've got the sill, and the sill pitches. You see it? See how it pitches? Okay, so when I measure it, I've got to take all that into consideration. So there it is. There's the window that we're going to replace. So now that you've had a good look at our project, let's go about measuring for this window. Now, remember, it's going to be a vinyl replacement window, so I'm going to measure the rough opening in several different places. I'm going to take the smallest of those measurements in the width and the height, and I'm going to subtract 1/2 inch from the width, 3/8 from the height, so that this window, the new window, will fit nicely in there. And we may have to put some trim on it. We may have to put some stops on the inside, and maybe even a little bit of trim on the outside because it goes directly to the brick. We'll insulate it, and we'll caulk it. But the first step, obviously, is to measure it. So how do we measure this window to make sure that it's correct, it fits well, and we don't have to do any adjustments to the structure, which in this case would be really, really hard to do because it's a brick house. So let's take a look. So the first thing I'm going to do is measure the width, and I'm going to do it on the bottom of it. So let's do that. Let's come over here, and I'm just going to measure, and I get 35 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so at the bottom, I get 35 3/4. Now let's measure the top. I actually get 35 1/2 at the top. So now that gives us two different measurements, and I'm going to start with the 35 1/2. That's the smallest measurement. But I'm also going to measure the middle. And I get 35 5/8 there. So obviously we have an opening that's a little bit crooked. So 35 1/2 inches for my width. Now let's measure the height. I get 37, 36 7/8, 36 7/8. So the height is going to be 36 7/8. That's the rough opening. So after measuring the outside, I found out that the brick opening is bigger than the inside opening. So I'm going to go with the inside measurements. Now remember what we measured. So we want to order it correctly. The measurements were 35 1/2 inches wide and 36 7/8 inches tall. So I'm going to subtract 1/2 inch off of the width. So I'm going to order 35 inches wide. I'm going to subtract 3/8 of an inch off the height. So it's going to be 36 1/2 inches high. So even if after I demo this window, I find that window's a little small for the opening, I can always frame it out. I can put plywood around, I can put 1-bys around, I can coil it on the outside and trim it on the inside. The biggest issue is I want to make sure that when we install it, that window fits right in there nice. We can insulate it, we can trim it, and it's going to be finished. This window doesn't even open. It really needs to be replaced, so that's what we're going to do. So hopefully you enjoyed this and it educated you a little bit. And I know there's probably different ways to do this and different ways to look at it, but this is the way we do it, and it works for us. So if it could work for you, just do it. Just measure that window. We're going to have a video when we tear this window out. It's a smaller window than other metal windows we've torn out in videos before. And we're going to show you how we do this when we install that new window. But until then, thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. You can like the video, and that would help us a lot. And so until next time, this is Dennis with Home Rehab Pros, and we'll see you in the next video.